Welcome! You're tuning into Around the Table with the Judges podcast presented by PropertyGuru Property Report, the official magazine of Asia Property Awards and Asia Real Estate Summit. In this special series, you will meet the notable names behind their independent judging panel across our 14 awards markets in 12 countries. Together, we will dive into the nitty-gritty of the judging process, as well as figure out why they are the most deserving to judge leading industry players. Hello, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of our Judges Podcast. My name is Tina Ryan, and I am your host throughout this special series. Today, we will be speaking with the esteemed judging panel of the 2022 edition of the PropertyGuru Asia Property Awards, Singapore. Before we proceed, may we have our judges introduce themselves, starting with our dear chairperson.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Christine Thorsteins. So this is my second year of chairing this esteemed panel of judges for the Singapore PropertyGuru Asia Property Awards.
Hello, my name is Henry Woon, and this is my 6 years of judging the Guru Award already, and so look forward to this year's award and all the review of the entries.
Hello, I'm Dr. Joe Bin. This is also my second year in the panel of judges for the Asia Property Award. I'm indeed very honored to be able to work with my fellow judges, to actually look into all the very exciting projects been submitted by various developers and consultants.
Thank you, judges. For our first question, here we go. It has been 12 years since the PropertyGuru Asia Property Awards Singapore was launched in the city-state, and since then, we have had the great honor of having such an accomplished panel of judges behind the scenes. With such a crucial role, please explain in the simplest way possible, what is it that you do as a judge?
Oh, should I start?
Go right ahead, Ms. Chair.
Yes. So I guess the core really of our duty as a judge comes down to a period of 2 or 3 weeks, usually in September, where we jet around Singapore and we visit the entries. So that's really the most fun part of the job. So, and we are in a privileged position because we get to have a preview of the exciting launches that are upcoming. So we visit either showrooms or the actual construction site, or which is usually the case. And then we inspect all the elements that form a part of the judging criteria. And then after these 2 weeks of marathon visits, we cast our votes. We grade each of the developments, and then it culminates in a final judges meeting where there is sometimes a heated debate about who should get the awards. The categories by which we judge the projects are very varied, and one of the most important one is obviously around sustainability, and we are blessed to have a couple of experts in that area. So maybe Henry, you want to talk a bit about the items that you look at when we're judging?
Yeah, thanks, Christine, and it's pretty much like sum up our exciting 2 weeks of reviewing the properties, which is like probably the most fun part. And but we do actually need to carry out quite a bit of preparation work before the actual judging happen, because very often all the judges need to come together and establish all the criteria to assess the property in terms of different award and different qualities as well. Like taking the example of the sustainability award, and we really actually need to establish like what is the scoring criteria for some of these specialists kind of award that is like demonstrating performance and really the attributes of the development as well. And so we do actually need to spend quite a lot of time beforehand the actual visit, and to really evaluate what we are looking for, and then establish like the questionnaires, etc. as well, and so get all the preparation done. And so, but it's a quite comprehensive process.
Yeah, as someone who's involved in township management for over 30 years, I tend to focus very much on the buildability, the maintainability, and the sustainability of the projects which have been submitted for the competition. What is important is I always look at it in terms of the sustainability of development, in terms of the use of resources in building different projects and the designs in terms of sustainability. So I find that when we move around to view, to assess those different submissions, I tend to focus very much on these three areas. I must say that the projects submitted have very interesting and very innovative designs and also ideas in terms of buildability, maintainability, and sustainability.
Thank you, judges. Now, you have all been appointed in your role because of your diverse expertise and in-depth knowledge in the sector. Yet this also means that you will have your own style, preferences, in processes or materials and designs. How do you distance yourself from unintentional professional bias?
So my background, like you say, we all have very diverse backgrounds. So my background is from actually, hotel real estate and from flexible offices and like operational real estate. So I tend to look a lot at the livability. How great is it going to be to actually live in this place. I look at that more than things like profitability or the price per square feet that has been achieved and things like that. How to be impartial. I think that's just something that everyone on the panel has to have really integrated in their way of viewing the project. And so far I don't think, this is my second year of chairing the panel, but I've actually been a part of it for 6 years, like Henry. I don't think I have never come across a situation where there was any question about the impartiality and the integrity of any judge. Yes, Singapore is a very small place, but it's big enough to have a sufficient big pool of judges who have no vested interest whatsoever in any of the projects that we are judging.
Yeah, I totally agree, and particularly on the parts that all our judges do have our own expertise area, like what Christine actually mentioned earlier. And for my side, I'm coming in more from building performance, sustainability, and building infrastructures, quite a technical side of the development area. And so I think in between the judges, we have quite good mutual understanding of who are the expertise in the specific areas as well, and so that we really actually will point to a certain judge to provide some areas of expertise on a certain topics, and we are always actually really respectful of each other's ideas as well. And the other thing is that we are always very open when we actually discuss about the award and the attributes of the development as well. And so we don't really hold back too much. Obviously, you do express your view as well, but we are also very willing to actually listen and discuss each other's view as well. And so that will actually really help to balance out the bias part, to make sure that whatever that we really propose and conclude as well is very unbiased.
Yeah, I think what Henry said is correct. I think with the different expertise from the different judges, we tend to put ourselves into the shoes of the different judges to look at their viewpoints. And I think that helps to make the whole evaluation of the projects more complete, in the sense that we're looking at different aspects of a project, in terms of the functionality, in terms of buildability, maintainability, sustainability, different aspects of it. And I think that gives a very good so-called assessment of the quality of the project and whether it helps to fulfill the aspirations of the potential users of those projects. So I think that expertise, which is so-called from the various judges, it does help to strengthen the whole judging process for the award.
Thank you, judges. Now, this year, our developers will be pleased to hear that you have added several new categories to adapt to the evolving sector. Now, among the new titles to be presented is the Best Nature Integrated Condo Development. I find it so interesting. Can you tell us how important it is that we promote and reward these types of developments?
Yes. I think that most people who are involved in real estate today are noticing that the needs of people have evolved a lot, and now we have much more categories of people to cater to. It's not just families and singles and these rigid socioeconomic categories that we used to refer to before. So that's why the categories of developments evolve from one year to the other. Now, specifically on the nature integrated category, sustainability is the most important element in real estate today. It's not just about appealing to people's want to be closer to nature, but making sure that we are developing something sustainable and not destroying the planet. So it's really it's hand in hand. It's following COVID, people realized that they wanted to be more closer to nature. We didn't want to be locked up in shoe boxes, and at the same time, developers are really taking action to better integrate in nature. But Henry, you could talk about this for hours, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yes, sustainability is really our aspect of the area that the judge do look into a lot as well. And so, but I guess what we are also particularly looking at as well in these nature integrated development concept is really actually trying to identify some of the features that the participant really can help to differentiate themselves in a way, like really actually bring out the characteristic of their landscape design, the water features as well, and there are a lot of ways to present these kind of nature theme kind of a development that is getting more and more important, as what Christine said. And so these kind of features really become a differentiators to your competitors, and we really want to actually use these awards to encourage the participant to really actually add value or improve their products in a way. And so that's really kind of our objective, I guess.
Yeah, what we are seeing is that there's a trend of some developments who are building very near to nature and natural settings. So I think this new award is basically to encourage the designers to actually take into consideration the natural settings. And when you put a built environment facility into or near natural settings, how do you actually integrate with nature so as to not to destroy the biodiversity, the ecology of the natural environment? So I think this award is basically to send a message to architects and designers that when you are developing a facility near nature, what are the key considerations which you need to take into account when you are actually putting into your design, so that not only the users of that facilities will enjoy the built environment, but also the natural ecosystem is not being adversely affected or disrupted.
Now, we also noticed that you will be granting the Best Wellness Condo Development this year. What features in a project are you looking for when we speak of wellness?
Yes, so I think this is also one of the trends that COVID has propelled into becoming something very mainstream. So wellness is not just having a fancy gym and a big pool. It's also about the well-being of the people living there. So in terms of air quality, in terms of not using building materials like paint and things like that are, can be harmful to people. It's about using sustainable material, and again, it's about ways of integrating greenery and nature into the overall project. Henry, would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And so there are quite a lot of well-established areas that normally in development you will actually really focus on, like what Christine actually mentioned on, like the materials, the air quality. But I guess ultimately what we are actually looking for is to look at like features that the developer really genuinely showcasing the design features that have really actually thought about the residents who will actually occupy the space in futures, and really have that good consideration of how to encourage them to access to good active lifestyle, like providing running track, like bike parking features, like helping them to really actually easily to get their bike out and use their bike more and go for a run more, and these kind of features just to actually really encourage the really active lifestyle in a way. And also like some of the more subtle features, such as like encourage natural ventilation, like and let them to actually open up the window a little bit more, rotating the building and make sure that it's very porous and very areas as well. And so all these are part of the criteria that all the judges will actually really be looking for as well. Yeah, so maybe Dr. Teo have some other like criteria as well.
This Wellness Award is actually something which the judges have discussed and debated. I think it's actually a happy people award. Basically, what we hope to achieve is actually buildings which will make people or users of that building happy. In terms of keeping them active, keeping them healthy, and keeping them happy. So I think if you have happy users of our built facilities, and I think that is the ultimate desired outcome of the built environment. So this Wellness Award is basically a Happy People Award, or you call it Happy Hour Award. So you have many happy hours within the built facility.
That's amazing. Now, last year, you all evaluated entries virtually. How difficult was the process compared to on-site visits? And how do you make sure that projects are judged fairly without being there physically?
Yes, it's true that in 2020, all the entries were judged virtually. Last year, we managed to visit most of them, and it's clear that doing this virtually is a huge challenge. It's a huge challenge. But if all the entries are being assessed virtually, they're all being assessed under the same challenges. So even everyone has the same possibility to shine, but it's clear that we get a much better idea of the quality of each project when we actually manage to visit. Having said that, many of the developers were very innovative and put a lot of effort in renderings and providing floor plans and virtual visit, which really facilitated the task. However, I'm obviously thrilled that now we will be doing the visits in person and doing the gala, live, because it makes all the difference.
Yeah, totally agree. And obviously it's quite a strange experience back in 2020s as well. But I did actually notice that the virtual interview and the evaluation process do actually make the participant to actually spend more effort and time to put together a really comprehensive package of information for the judge to review as well. And sometimes you kind of actually have like more opportunity to understand like important tiny details that otherwise could have been missed like through our site visit as well. So obviously I think there's a balance between the site visit and also like a virtual visit, and generally I think nowadays a lot of people are very used to like virtual evaluation as well, and or discussion, and so I think there's a bit of a pros and cons. But obviously, I totally agree. Like going to the site and then seeing the real thing, and then have discussion on the go as well is what it really makes the judging process a lot more like comprehensive, I would say. Yeah.
Well, to me, I feel that virtual and actual, of course, there are some constraints in terms of virtual evaluation. But nevertheless, I think we are looking into the designs, looking into the concept, looking into the teams, looking into the different types of materials, used for the development. So I think as the judges are all familiar, with all different types of development, I think it will still provide a very consistent basis to evaluate the different projects for the different types of awards. So I don't think it does have any so-called significant impact in terms of the assessment, the judging of the different types of submissions.
Thank you, judges. Now, during the voting period, let's say that you guys are split between two major participants. How do you choose a winner?
The chairman calls the shot.
Yeah,
We haven't had that. We haven't had that very often, where the chairperson. No. Luckily, I mean, if there really is, after the initial visit, and after the scorecards, there are two contenders. Then we vote, and during my time with the awards, we've never had to have a situation where the chairperson has had to make a call. It's, once you put two candidates up against each other, then usually it becomes quite clear which one is the winner, right?
Yes, agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like out of the 6 years of judging, I probably remember once, like quite a few years ago, that we really actually could not select the final winner. And I remember it was a quite important award that is basically the development award of the year or something, that we need to actually select and chose it to represent Singapore to go for the overall award, right, in Southeast Asia. I have to say it's quite a few years ago, but
Yeah.
I guess like what we do need to take into account sometimes is to like really look at that particular award and see what kind of attributes that might count a little bit more towards the award. Like if it's related to sustainability kind of aspect of the award, then we might like really gear towards the experts' kind of opinion within the judging panels, and then we will actually really be more compliant towards that kind of a direction based on the expert kind of a view in a way. But obviously, everyone will really have opportunity to really say like express their kind of preference, and so I think that there's a lot of like this kind of discussion and waiting going on within the judging discussion and the award discussion.
Yeah, that's really where the diversity of the background of the panels is really, really useful, where we're able to pull in expert views and help us make a grounded decision.
Okay, we're down to our last two questions. Dr. Tia, would you like to add to that?
I think I agree with what Christine and Henry have said. I think basically the judges are professional, very objective. So when it comes to a tie, so-called, we will have to discuss again to see actually which project is more deserving for that particular award. So we don't have a problem. Professionally, I think we can sort it out. No issue at all.
Now, as leaders in your respective fields, we know that you have a lot on your plate, yet you have been devoting your time for free to our awards program for several years now. As a valued member of our independent panel, can you share what it is that makes this role worthwhile to you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for me, it's a huge privilege. I get to work with an amazing group of people who are real experts in their field. For me as a non-Singaporean, I get a privileged access to areas and buildings and developments that I wouldn't have discovered otherwise. And then it's also, it makes it really worthwhile to see the level of innovation that is going on. Each year, the developers just keep, topping themselves. And we see that in the regional awards, where Singapore usually does really, really well. And just for me as a real estate professional, it's a huge benefit to be able to get this first-hand access to this level of innovation and progress that is going on.
Yeah, totally agree as well. And especially on that, the judging process as well, and then to be able to collaborate with a group of like very, very nice people, but also very open-minded and has a lot of knowledge to share through the process as well, in terms of the judging process and with the judges. And that is actually one of the biggest factors for me to like really be motivated to be involved as well. But I guess like the second reason really is I do actually treat this as a very good way or a very, very precious channel for us to actually really feedback information back to the developers. And I mean, like in the industry or in the wider market, in a way, there's not that many opportunity that you have first-hand opportunity to tell the developer what you've actually done right and what you've done wrong. And so we see this as really as an opportunity to push the market and the quality of the actual development and building in general to a higher quality development in general. And so I think that's really the biggest motivation as well, to actually have that opportunity and drive the market and to improve the market as well. And I think that's precious. Yeah.
But to me, I see this as my contribution to inspire innovation in the built development industry. I think to the discussion among the judges and our input, or given our feedback to the respective developers and consultants, I think we contribute towards improving the industry in terms of professionalism, in terms of innovation. So I see the meaning, in terms of our contribution as judges, and we hope we can inspire more innovation in the industry in the years to come.
Wonderful. Now, this year, with the world slowly returning to normalcy, we are finally back to hosting our much anticipated exclusive physical gala event. So, what are you most looking forward to at this year's program?
Yes, I can hardly contain my excitement of being back to the physical gala, and I think my fellow judges will agree. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's about being able to reconnect with all the developers and all the participants in person again. We managed to see a few of them last year when we did the visits, but the gala is a more informal and social environment where you forge different types of ties. So that's really what I'm looking forward to, and the cocktails.
Definitely the cocktails for me too. And I mean, like, for me is quite simple. It's really the happy faces of the participants. Obviously, the one who won the award, and then they see the hard work has been paid off as well, and that is actually very satisfying, and that encourages them to actually do better next year as well. And that's something that is very satisfying, and you can't actually have that in a virtual gala, and so a physical gala, you can really actually feel that energy in there, and that's what I really actually look forward to.
I agree. I agree with that. I think with the physical gala, we'll be able to personally thank the winners and also to acknowledge their good work, and I think that helps to inspire them to continue to be more innovative and also to better serve the society in the years to come.
Now, before we end this episode, may we have our chairperson invite our leading developers and designers to participate in the 2022 edition of the PropertyGuru Asia Property Awards Singapore. Take it away, Ms. Chair.
Yes, so just a short message to all the Singapore developers. The Singapore PropertyGuru Awards is an amazing opportunity to showcase what you are capable of, the innovations that you come up with, and the amazing projects that are going on in Singapore. Singapore usually does really, really well on the regional awards, and other countries in the region really look to Singapore to see what are the new trends and what's happening in real estate. So it's not just a matter of beating your fellow Singapore developers. It's about showcasing yourselves and your developments on a regional level. So great opportunity there.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kristen and judges. Thank you again. We look forward to hopefully meeting you guys at the gala this year.
Okay.
Definitely.
Nominations are open until the 19th of August, so make sure to send in your entries on time. Submissions are accepted at asiapropertyawards.com. Once again, that's asiapropertyawards.com. Special shout out to our sponsors and partners this year. Official gold sponsor, we have Kohler. Official gold sponsor, Mitsubishi Electric Asia. Supporting associations, Singapore Estate Agents Association and Singapore Building Council. Official PR partner, Artemis Associates. Media partners, DNA Magazine, Yacht Style, and Luxuo and Palace. Official ESG partner, Bandeck Foundation. Official cable TV partner, History Channel. Official magazine, Property Guru, Property Report. And official portal partner, propertyguru.com.sg. And official supervisor, HLB. Once again, our deepest appreciation to Kristen and the rest of the judges for generously devoting your time and expertise to our awards program. Other notable members are Shang Chai Chua, Greg Shan, Joel Chen, Kapoy Tay, and Wenwei Lim. There you have it, the distinguished judging panel of the Property Guru Asia Property Awards Singapore. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next episode.